Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gundam close-up view. It was a blast for me to revisit the Gundam Double series in the previous episode, especially looking at the Master Grade Double Quanta, which is one of my favorite mobile suits. In this episode, I would like to take everyone for a tour at another Master Grade from this series. The model kit was also released in the same year with the Double Quanta. By default, we automatically set our mind to either the XCR or the Double Riser. Both are piloted by Setsuna, who is the main character throughout the whole series. We know that Bandai did not release that many Master Grade model kits from the Gundam Double storyline until the last couple years. The model that we are looking today is coming from the Team of 10, which mimic the design of the famous XCR Gundam. So yes, we're talking about the Master Grade GNX. Based on the information from the creator, the GNX is developed by an organization that fight against the celestial being. The mobile suit performance is not that good as XCR because the technology is sort of half copy. However, due to the unique look of the model, I give this Master Grade a try. So for the build, what we are looking here is a snap build finished product. However, rather than just do panel line and applying out of the box decal, I tried to improve my skill a little bit when I built this model. So the inspiration for some color modification is actually from the Gundam Build Fighter series. Plus the Master Grade Strike Freedom, which I already worked on before. So alright, let's have a look at this odd looking but quite satisfying machine. So on our left is the box art. Looking closely, we can spot those wavy airflow illusion. So for sure, the snapshot captured the moment the GNX exits an explosion after destroying something. The remaining of the explosion item or suit is too small, I can't really tell what is that. Since this mobile suit is holding one Beam Saber, the beam handle stored on the thigh is not presented, so definitely give the artist credit for this small detail. We can also see the other 3 GNX in this artwork. This is also anime accurate since the GNX fighting style heavily rely on formation of a team. Moving to the right, we have all the weapon and accessory coming with this model kit. First of all, we have the GN shield, 2 GN Beam Saber, GN Beam Rifle, and the GN Long Barrel attachment, the GN Drive tall display. So question time, is this 2010 model kit still good to buy? If so, should you include this into your collection? Throughout the Gundam history, most of the Gundam opponents have a very odd design, so definitely this mobile suit is not exceptional from that list. However, the uniqueness of this GNX is one of a kind. Maybe the designer can't really derive too much from the celestial being Gundam appearance, considering the GNX design is heavily based on the Gundam frame. Before I get into the detail of this model kit, I would like to emphasize one thing. All the color modification throughout my build are done with these 2 markers here. The metallic red Gundam marker and then the chrome silver paint marker. So the first accessory we're gonna look at is the GN shield. This is a fairly small size GN shield and mainly constructed by 3 plastic layers. The dark gray as the inner frame, the light gray as the main shield part, and then top it off with the white defense rod. This defense rod design is carried from the Union flag mobile suit, which is mainly used to deflect like projectile objects. So therefore it can rotate 360. Okay, anime accurate. My personal touch here is on the front side of the shield inner frame and the inner frame of the defense rod. If you look closely, I only paint the part that will show up after putting on the plastic part together. So not to mention those simple but pointy stickers surrounding the center, it does fit really well with the rotation rod. So second is the GN Beam Saber. If the XCR store all the Beam Saber on the back, being its opponent, this mobile suit has 2 Beam Sabers stored in front of the thigh armor. This Beam Saber handle is fairly small compared to any other Beam Saber from the other model kit. To access it, we simply open and pull down the armor and tilt the beam handle out. The model kit comes with a standard clear red beam effect part, which is pretty normal, and it sits on the handle pretty tight. So moving on with the GN Beam Rifle, this is a simple beam rifle with only 2 color separation. 90% of color is dark gray and the 10% on the GN condenser is light gray. Lucky that it does have a sizable decal and it contributes quite a bit on the overlook. Similar to the XCR GN sword, it has a support joint which connect to the forearm. The curved line on the top of this rifle that fit in well with the design of the mobile suit. So next weapon is the Gen Long Range Rifle, which I bet is the eye-catching part for a lot of modeler. Since this is just an extension of a normal beam rifle, the color scheme is pretty much the same. Dark gray throughout the attachment part, and then just the chain condenser is in light gray. Of course, since this attachment is to make the stronger weapon, it has a bigger chain condenser here. My personal touch on here is the inner part of the barrel. I use metallic red to run through the whole barrel jacket. The end result is pretty sweet to look at. In order to put on this attachment, we simply flip down the front handle to either the left or the right side, then we can slide in easily. Also, it has an additional scope that we need to attach on, which comes with a purple clip part. Last but not least is the Gen Drive display. The design is slightly different because it is not an original Gen Drive, but a mimic version of it, which is named as Gen Drive Tau. Therefore, it comes with a translucent purple part. When we attach the Gen Drive Tau to the mobile suit, there's a lock mechanism which will create a satisfying click when it was all the way in. It is too secure to the point it's impossible to take out. So as you can see, the light gray part is from the back of the armor of the mobile suit that I couldn't take it off. Similar to the other Gundam Double kit, we can display the Gen Drive separately using the Gen Display stand. This stand is true to the anime, so if you want to recreate the scene where on-chain Gen Drive Tau was introduced at the first time, you can buy 10 of these model kits to stack those drives together. I bet nobody really does that. Since the translucent part is purple, it requires different LED light. So yes, not the regular green light from the good guy, so if you want to put the green light for the test, you hardly can see the purple from the front, but you can see a little bit from the back. Moving to the model, starting with the lower body, the side of the leg is at the same level as the Master Grade Doggy, which has a huge front and back thigh armor. For some reason, the front thigh armor really gives the Fox face vibe. Anyway, back to the model. The part where I made some change in color are half the waist and the leg ball joint, the ring part surrounding the waist section, the side of the circle part on the knee joint and the ankle joint. The whole leg has a wide range of mobility, but the thigh armor block it sometimes. There's a swivel mechanic on the leg joint similar to the double quanta, which must pull down to get more mobility. A little trick here is to open the armor before you posing. Once you get it into the right pose, just carefully close it. The bend on the knee joint can reach around 150 degrees, but have to be very careful because it's very stiff. The leg armor is constructed mostly in white color, but it does not lack detail at all, especially the angle portion. Front and back angle armor can move independently. The feet are pretty flat, small, and have a wide range of movement, both front and back, which is one of the causes for the balance issue of this model kit. We can see an additional thruster at the bottom of the feet as well. Moving to the waist, this model kit sure has the most unique waist armor compared to all other Master Grade that I have built so far. Front skirt armor connects to the cockpit which can be pulled out and opened up like this. It's also connected with a very long GN dispenser part. This GN dispenser can really get in the way sometimes, so make sure you use the front skirt joint to move them into the right position. One important point here is that this can make or break the pose of the model kit. Make sure you position these two giant GN dispensers to balance out your model kit while posing. No side skirt armor because the oversized part plus the big ball joint from the leg. Back skirt armor is bigger than the Master Grade Mark II backpack. It has two side wings which can move independently. There's also a giant thruster part in the center that point downward. Another tip while posing this kit is to push or pull the thruster part to position the whole upper body all at once. I could have just painted the thruster silver, but I did not think about it while I was in the preparing phase. So moving on to the upper body, there are no abs armor at all, and it's constructed mostly by the huge inner part plus the GN drive storage on the torso. Therefore, it has no problem turning around. Just have to pay attention to the GN dispenser on the skirt armor. Moreover, the ab joint can perform a very wide range of crunch. This joint is also another important joint for pose. Make sure to take advantages of this joint to balance the kit while posing. Next is the torso. There's a big armor pieces connect the 2 meter side GN condenser, which look like rabbit ear to me, maybe because I colored the inner frame of it, so it looks like two eyes over here. Those speed of side GN dispenser have a small range of movement, mostly used to move it around and not blocking the face. The side torso armor sort of look like the Sinanju, even though the Sinanju was a later release model. On the back is where the GN drive towel placement. There's another lock mechanism on the waist to secure the drive even more. So next we have the arm. This is where my custom paint job really pay off the most. The two rings on the upper shoulder, the inner connection joint on the elbow, the inner frame layer on the hand are painted metallic red. The claw is painted with chrome silver. Back to the model kit, the shoulder armor is connected to the arm, and I really like the pointy end because this looks like a giant horn on both shoulders. Bicep armor is also unique and huge. Forearm is 90% white, but multiple part separation create quite a layer look for it. Moving to the claws, only the mass gray version create this feature. Despite how people hate it, I actually found it quite special and decided to give it a nail job. Overall proportion is very nice. In terms of articulation, the shoulder joint is the major drawback. It can't really pull a full swing pose unless we cheat it a little bit by having the arm move backward. Moving to the head, the purple jewel really stand out. That is not an eye. The mobile suit has 4 eyes that lie on each end of the cross line. We can also spot 2 tiny Vulcan on the head. The back of the head has an armor pieces which can be pushed in to create more shape. It has a very wide range of mobility on the neck, so looking up or down, side to side is not a problem at all. So in conclusion, despite this 2010 release model, this mobile suit has a very special design. The other variation can be found only from the premium Bandai website, and they are much different from the original model. The advanced GN X3 come with the GN lens. In terms of appearance, it has a shorter GN dispenser on the torso and the waist, different shoulder and thigh armor. In my opinion, those changes really take away the unique design of the GN X, which has to do with all the pointy area. It doesn't really look that deadly anymore. I know a lot of people complain about the balance issue of this model kit, but if you get into the correct angle, it will stand on the ground and it still can pull off quite a lot of beautiful and dynamic pose. Make use of the waist joint, the 2 giant GN dispenser on the waist, moving the thigh armor around, balance the angle joint, and make sure that flat feet are touching the ground. I have never given him an action base until I'm making this video. It has been no problem holding the pose in the past 3 years on my shelf. I really like this special build and design, so one thing for sure is that this mobile suit is not gonna fit on everyone's taste. But I still actually recommend you get one, just because of the unique look it has, and only one for your collection. You can also consider the high grade version, which has a larger selection pool, but some of the detail won't be presented on that version, especially the claw part. So that is everything I would like to share about this model kit. So again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, share, and hit that notification button. And bye bye, and then see you next time.